Welcome to 42 Fit. This is the first video vlog that I'm actually making on this channel, and the reason why I'm making it is to actually look at where I'm coming from and judge perhaps where I'm going. The intention is to obviously lose weight on this channel. So what I did 90 days ago was to start running. What that meant was I needed to change my regimen. I needed to change the way I was working out and add a little bit more cardio to my workout to see if that has any effect at all on where I was, because at that time when I started running again in January, my weight was hovering around 106 thereabout. So I wanted to add the intensity of my cardio and obviously working a little bit on my nutrition to see where that would go. So this is the reason why I'm making this vlog, to actually look at the comparison where I am coming from, or when I started running 90 days ago, to where I am right now. So I've been running literally every day. Well, not every day, but close enough. But when I started in January to end of January, I ran every day for 31 days. It's true. And my regimen at that time was 30 seconds of work, and then I would rest for 90 seconds. And I would do that every day. And I quite loved it. It was very difficult in the beginning because 12 rounds was quite taxing for me. So it is very important, I think, that I sit here today and review if there is any progress at all. Well, the story started 4 years ago. At my heaviest, I was weighing in at 125 kgs. And that is a lot. Considering that I'm not a very tall person. I'm actually 1.72 m, which is just shy of 6 feet. And so when they look at the IBM, I am overweight at that age, at that weight. I am overweight at that weight. So I decided to do something about it, and I went back into the gym, really, and to try and, lose out. I think that's the first thing that everybody believes that you should do, is to actually go into the gym and perhaps work out and still eat what you want. But I soon found out that that was not the case, because there's a lot more into this weight loss than what is just on the surface. But that's for another video. So perhaps I'll make another video where I will talk about nutrition, or things that I wish I knew when I went back into the gym 4 years ago. But one thing for sure is, getting started is normally the difficult part. And so in 2000, or rather 4 years ago, I went back into the gym, and it was not very comfortable for me, because being overweight, it was a bit of an embarrassment, you can say. A gym is such an intimidating place, and you arrive there and everyone around you is looking fit and sharp. Very intimidating. But something crazy happened in 2020. The world went into a lockdown, and every facility, gym-wise, was closed. And that was a difficult time for a lot of us. I had done a lot of progress during that time. I remember I was at, remember I was at 125 kilograms, and at that time I was 117 kgs. So I had lost quite some kilos before the lockdown. And then going into the lockdown, it meant that we had to stay home, and the temptations of the house, of course, oh man, that's something else. And we found ourselves just gaining weight. And during that time, I met a very important coach online. I'll give him all the credit because he restructured the way I think at things. He restructured the way I look at workouts today, and that is the component of nutrition, the component of recovery, the component of supplements, even the component of the workouts themselves, but most importantly, the component of nutrition. And so I'll talk about him another time, because I think that he is very critical to where I am today. He's very central to how I eat and perhaps how I worked out. But the main purpose for this particular video is to actually only look at the 90 days that I have been working, I've been running, and to see if there's really any progress. When I look at the mirror right now, I'm not really happy. I'm not really happy. I think I'm still big and bulky, but if you ask me how I feel after running for 90 days, the reality is that I feel so much lighter. In as much as I look big, I feel a whole lot lighter. I even sprint faster now. If my sprinting in the very beginning is anything to go by, at day one of my 31-day run in January, my speed was actually averaging between 8 and 9. 8 and 9. So that was fairly slow. But if you ask me now how I sprint, my speed has gone up to 13, sometimes 14. When I really feel pumped, I can go up to 15, but only sprinting for a limited time, something that is perhaps under 40 seconds. Okay, so now to really break it down, I think it's best that we look at this montage. Let's look at the montage from day 1 up to day 90. there you go, 90 days of running. I don't know if you see any progress. If you see any progress, maybe leave a comment in the description below and tell me what you think. Perhaps can be improved in terms of how I'm doing the running. And so I have had to look at many programs, running programs, and I've settled for quite a few. And from now on, I think in the 4th month, where I am going to focus a little bit more on running, I'm now going to be structuring my workouts a little bit differently, because it is important for me to start having the input of weights into my regimen, because I feel like you can run, you can lose weight, but I think there is the element of toning that has to come into the equation. And so this has to be my next focus in the next month, as I start to prepare and to tone the body. What I also need to explain is that I notice a lot of looseness in my body, especially around my waist. I noticed that the skin has somehow loosened, not knowing if it's anything to worry about or something to think about, but the intention for me is to simply continue and run and run and run and work out and work out and work out and have proper nutrition, because I know that it's going to happen. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm 44 years old this year, and it's very important that as I go into the second part of my life, health becomes very central, because it is very important for us as we age that we keep a good physique and be as mobile as we can, and obviously to build muscle where possible. But before I close the video, I want to answer a few questions that were thrown to me online. So the first question was, where did you start and why? When did you start and why? Well, when did I start? The whole workout regimen, like I said in the beginning of the video, I started 4 years ago. And the reason why I started was simply because I needed to change the way I lived. I used to drink a lot. I used to eat anything I want. So it was very important for me to scale down and focus more on my health and be able to create a big why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? So that I can see, I have 3 beautiful kids, and the youngest is 4 years old. I want to be able to see that little girl to become as old as she can be, and I want to be around. And so you would say that I need to keep my health in check. That is the main reason. I want to be able to see my children grow. I want to also be able to do the things that I used to do when I was young, when I'm older. I think that's very crucial for me to do. What was your goal when you started? Well, when I started, really, the main reason why I started is I also started with the problem when I started having high blood pressure. And high blood pressure being such a silent killer, you would say, I thought it was very important for me to look into it critically and be able to address it. And one of the things that was recommended to me by the doctor was that I needed to lose weight. So losing weight was the main goal, and it still is the main goal. That is why I think you can say the vlog is even possible. How did you feel, or how did you feel along these 3 months? Okay, so it's 3 months running now, like I said. How do I feel? I feel much lighter. I really feel much lighter. I feel like before the end of this year, I want to be able to actually participate in a marathon. It might not be a full marathon, perhaps something small like a 10-kilometer run or something close to this. I want to be able to do that at the end of the day. So it is also a target at this stage, okay? And I feel great. I feel really great. I feel pumped. I feel like it has also become a lifestyle, because every time I wake up in the morning, the first thing that comes into my mind after brushing my teeth is to simply go onto the treadmill and to run. Tell us about your ups and downs. Yeah, so the ups and downs of what I'm doing right now, you could say maybe sometimes you get too distracted. You get distracted. Sometimes you've seen in the channel where I am extremely tired and I feel like, okay, I need to still do my workout, and I come onto the treadmill and I can only perform 10 minutes. It can be considered as a down, but for me inside, I know that a bad workout is not as good as a no workout. So the fact that I put it in there, I'm fairly comfortable with it, and I'm ready to go. So the ups and downs really for me, I think at this stage, is to be able to get the nutrition right where I think is in tune with my body. There are certain foods that I completely don't like, and I know that they are very, very important for me to eat, but I want to be able to work on that and see what the balance can be struck when I'm working with, especially on the nutrition front. And I think I'm going to focus much more, drill it in, especially in the 4th month now, as I'm going into weight training. There are certain foods that I think are very necessary, because it has always been, if you read in many places, they will tell you that starch is not good for you. The carbohydrates are not good for you. So it is also not true, I feel, in many cases, because many studies that I've also come across prove that you can have carbohydrate, but you need to know what kind of carbohydrate you are having, because it comes in different forms. So that's also an area that I need to work on very much. Did you reach the goal you were intending for in the 3 months? No, I did not reach the goals that I wanted. In fact, when I started running, I thought I would lose a ton amount of weight. As you can see, I'm still containing a lot of weight. But all I must say is that the intention is to simply go on, to simply continue and soldier on. I know the results are going to come. It might not be now, but I know for sure that the results are coming. All I have to do is stay consistent in this race. What did you learn during this challenge? Okay. What have I learned during this challenge? Well, I think that running is an interesting full body workout. This is one thing I am noticing. But the intensity of a run is also something that is equally important, because you can run 10 minutes of high intensity running. You will feel as if you have done a massive workout. I've done a lot now of 45-minute runs, especially in the last month. And sometimes I would finish the 45 runs and I feel like I can do a lot more. And I've done 10-minute runs that will leave you gasping, high intensity, leave you gasping and feeling much better than you would feel on a 45-minute run. So I could say that the intensity of running is also very important, because it is the intensity rather than the amount of time you spend on the treadmill. The last one here is, what is next for you? Okay, so like I said, what is next for me now is to try and bring in weight training into my regimen. I wanted to try and do it in the last month, but I felt the combination was not right. So I wanted to have a program that can actually have me in that can incorporate my running and the weights at the very same time. So I'm very grateful. I've had a lot of people reaching out to actually offer assistance in creating programs that helps, and I want to give special mention to Vanda Monroe, Kai Run on YouTube, Tanatswa Makosa, that's my son by the way, reached out on Instagram. And I want to thank, let me just scroll down here, okay. Austin Kalajila in South Africa. He says that I motivate him to go back into the gym. And my Instagram is 42fit. 42fit. Okay, just put it right here. And you can also reach me on YouTube. In the meantime, this is where we are. It's 90 days of running, and we want to be able to go beyond just losing weight. I want to be able to go way beyond losing weight into a realm where I can become an inspiration to a lot of people. So in the meantime, if you can, please subscribe, share, and like the video. Share to as many people as you can. You can also reach me on my Instagram, so it's 42fit, and it's right here, 42fitness. And then you can also find me on Instagram again as Praz Fitness Diaries. Until we meet again, let's see where that goes.